Yes, yes, yes. Breon, thank you, my man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, my brother.
It's Grammy weekend here in LA, so traffic's got everything locked
Man,
up.
I feel like I'm a Grammy performer. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a musician.
There we go. Now you're live.
Why not?
Now you're live. So, what kind of musician would you be? And what's wrong with your chair? You all?
Why am I so far away from you? I feel like I don't know.
There we go. There we go.
Let's just get it going here. All right.
I'm also streaming this thing live right here on Instagram. So what's up, peeps? Breon Ansley in the house.
What's up, peeps? But yeah, and what type of musician would I be? Oh, I'd be an R&B singer.
Uh-oh, he's going smooth and silky. Smooth and silky.
R&B singer from A to Z, guys. You guys know how I like to slow the damn thing down, and you know how I like to smooth it out after you train hard and after you earn your pancakes, and you got to smooth it out. You know what I mean? I even smooth it out in the gym. I even listen to slow and so smooth music. You know what I mean? Inside the gym while I'm training with all the intensity. So it never stops.
So when you're training, because to me music is like pre-workout. If I don't have my beats, I will go home and get them, or my training just sucks.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So you'll actually listen to chill music in the gym?
Yes, I will listen to Sade. Hey.
Speaking of
Who else
Sade,
I have on that playlist, man? I got Janae Aiko on that playlist. I got some Maxwell on that playlist. You know, I could go both ways. I could turn it up too, for sure. But I could go sultry and smooth, and I could go hip hop. I could go trap music. We could even do a little rock and roll. And I dance on all sets, man. I'm an international guy.
Renaissance man in the gym. So, do you train super slow as well? Utilize a lot of time under tension? Does the music kind of dictate your pace? Are you trying to intentionally slow things down and really focus on that mind-muscle connection?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I don't particularly, I'm not mindful of that, as far as like how the music dictates my training. But I think there could be something to that. I definitely think there could be something to that. Not for me, because I've been training for years, and I'm already kind of really in touch with and in tune with mind-muscle connection, and really focusing on even tuning the music out, and when it's right there in my ears, to really focus on the total isolation of the muscle. So, no, but I mean, you could. I think that's a great idea. A great idea. But no, that's very important though, to just train that way, to just train with great control, no matter how heavy the weight is, and just really have great mind-muscle connection, because a lot of people yesterday were like, man, how can I bring this up and bring that up and bring this up, bring this body part up? There's a lot of questions about that, and the number one thing that I asked them was, are you really focusing on the muscle, and are you really giving the muscle enough frequency? And pretty much 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, their answer was no. They're focused on just maybe going heavy, and they're focused on just weight. They're focused on weight without the focus when the focus should be just on the muscle. Now, true indeed, now we have to put on some weight and put that type of stress on the muscle. We do for it to grow, but I think the most important thing, even more so than that, is just definitely just the connection, and even posing after after a set or so, to really feel that connection without the weight, and then as you grab the weight, then it helps with continuing on with that connection.
So will you actually pose a little bit in between sets?
Oh, absolutely.
That particular muscle group that you were working?
Absolutely. It keeps you engaged with that particular muscle. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you connected with it. Less error for overcompensation with another muscle, and yes, just more intense focus and more isolation on that particular muscle. And I think that's what that's probably one of the most important things that people have trouble with is just the pure connection, you know? I always say you could do, I always think that you could do so many exercises, but that are not even necessarily meant for that particular muscle group. But if you have a connection and you know where to put that particular connection to whatever muscle it is, you can put it there, you know? That mind to muscle connection is strong, man. It is super strong, you know?
For sure. You know, you hear a lot of people when they're really just getting into it or actually trying to build a body, they think, just like what you said prior, they've got to stack on more weight or do a certain amount of reps.
Yeah.
And so often it slips through the cracks, or it never really dawns on them that there are other ways to accomplish that load that you can put on mass and size with. And I think some of the really smart, really big guys, like yourself, that are able to pack on some muscle, think about the longevity of it and do things a little bit differently, where they might employ something like time under tension, things of that nature, pauses in your reps.
Yeah.
Do you utilize a lot of things like that?
Absolutely. You guys, we always got to keep in mind, guys, that you really recruit even more muscle fibers with the negative movement of the movement, with the eccentric movement. You know, so that's really important to keep in mind. You know, for any movement, push, pull, whatever you're doing, because we really, and even myself, I tend to sometimes forget that. Like on, say you're doing a set, and on that last rep, it's a hard rep, right? And you throw down the weight, or you let the weight so it racks itself, you know. But that last rep, for that negative movement to control it, as hard as it is, right? That's so important for those fibers to connect and to grow right then and there, or to not to grow, but to break down. Then we talk about the food, and then we talk about the sleep and all that for them to actually grow, you know, repair and grow. But that negative movement, man, that negative eccentric, wow, so very important. Now, you take that, I just talked about that last rep, right? You take that and, I don't know where I'm going here with where am I going? You take that, and now you're doing a whole workout like that. Maybe you do all your sets like that with that negative movement on the last one, or even maybe a whole all the sets. You do 10 to 15 reps, you know, with a negative slow movement focus. Now you're really talking about something, you know. Now you're really talking about some growth. And now you're really talking about some detail that you're putting to your muscle to you know, give yourself wow factor. Wow factor is what I call it, what we call it in the bodybuilding world. You know, why not, man? Why not? We're in the gym as much as we are. Why not go get that wow factor? You know, to surprise your damn self and be like, wow, I look great. You know. So when you're in the gym getting it, do you innovate and really, as you're into that mind-muscle connection side of things, and you're working a particular group of muscles at a given set or a given day, do you tend to at times make up exercises that really target that area, or at least change angles and things of that nature that target that area, that muscle that you really want to hit? Maybe things that you've never seen anybody do, but just utilize a machine in a way that it was never used before, things of that nature, just to really isolate that group. And you mentioned you do your posing in between some sessions to really activate that. So when you train, do you make up some exercises to kind of really hit that muscle? Yeah, you know, I'm have an old school mentality and old classic bodybuilding. So, you know, a lot of the movements for symmetry and balance and all that are there for you already, guys. Make no mistake about it. But there are some exercises that I have discovered over the last couple of years through my trainer and Chris Cormier, and just through my own discoverings, you know, that you can do the unconventional movement, you know, to hit a specific area. Because we all don't feel the same muscle that everybody else is feeling with an exercise. That's fine, you know, and we don't expect you gotta feel it here, you know, and that's the only spot that you're gonna feel it for an exercise. No, not the case, because we all are built different, and we all are structured differently So absolutely, there are exercises that you can definitely incorporate within your training that are the unconventional way of hitting a specific muscle. And I say as long as you have the connection, like I say before, it's all about that. As long as you have the connection and you're specifically feeling the area that you want to feel, by all means, go ahead and rock out with it. But do it. But see, but also keep in mind that if you don't have a strong core, or whatever the case may be, you're not flexible, then those unconventional movements, then you're more susceptible to injury as well. So keep a strong core, stay flexible, because I can't even tell you guys how many times if I didn't stretch, and if I didn't foam roll and all that, and if I didn't warm up, then I would have gotten hurt on a specific exercise because I felt a little something, and then I was able to kind of like, walk it off or move around a little bit and stretch it out, and then it's okay. But I know for a fact that if I wasn't flexible and I didn't stretch and I didn't warm up properly, then I could have been out of commission. So keep that in mind for sure. And why not keep that in mind also, guys, because that's going to allow you to have better performance, be a better athlete, and then in turn, right, feel better inside, perform better, and then you're going to aesthetically look better. So it all makes sense. It all makes sense, and it's all for a specific reason. We're not doing anything arbitrarily, right? Nothing arbitrarily. All for specifics, and all getting down to the details.
Yeah, training with purpose.
Absolutely.
Going through life with purpose.
Absolutely.
So, a lot of people that have never posed before have no idea how grueling and exhausting it could be, especially after a workout and you just got done bombing the heck out of a certain body part.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is sit there and flex it and burn it out for another 30, 40, 50 minutes, hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
So how much part of posing comes into, like, do you account for that when it comes to your conditioning going into a show? For example, you're probably a little bit, calorie deficient rolling into a show, getting extra lean, extra crispy.
Sure.
Your energy levels aren't going to be what they would be normally.
Sure.
You got to kind of modulate and utilize that energy best.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're ramping up your cardio.
Yeah.
Do you include your posing sessions almost like part of your cardio, so you don't maybe overdo your cardio or calorie burn?
Yeah. The posing is not even. I specifically don't. I don't even include the posing as a calorie burn or like a cardio session. When it's in season, time to cut down. We don't even include the posing in there. We're doing, that's just a bonus, but it's a necessary bonus, and it's a bonus that we have to do anyway. So that's not included, and at the same time, it's just as important. Of course, when you're going to get on stage, right? That's the most important thing, to pose and to be in tune with your body. That's so important, man. It's be in tune with your body and to know what you're doing up there as far as confidence, as far as just becoming one with your body so you can present it in the best way possible to the judges and to the audience. And then another part of that is that, guys, keep in mind, isometric holds, right, on the muscle can definitely improve your look, right? And you get more cardio in there, right? You get more lean with isometric holds because you're sweating and it's work. Improve your look, improve the depth of your muscle, improve the lines and the separation of the muscle, right? So when you're talking about that, you're talking about a necessity that you can't surpass. You just can't overlook it. So very, very, very important.
Yeah, you actually touched down on confidence, and coming from a world champion, 2-time world champion, 3-time if you include the Arnold, how important is, obviously having confidence going out on stage is very important, especially when you're in a competition and everyone's trying to take you down. they might be your best friend leading up to the show, but when it's showtime, everybody wants what you want, and so everyone's gunning for the same thing.
Even before it's showtime, they want what they want and want to take my head off for that whole 13 weeks, 14 weeks.
They're doing whatever they can. I mean, if you go back to like Arnold back in the day with, you know, pumping iron, the way that he would get in Ferrigno's head, you know, it was such the art of war before they went out there, because Ferrigno was a real threat at the time. But Arnold was just such a chess master and big personality. He was able to really just turn people into their shell so he could go out on stage and just shine, because his personality is bigger than the world. And for you, can you talk a little bit about the mind game part of it? The mental mind space that you get yourself into right before you go on the stage to overcome any possible nerves you might have. Whatever that is for you, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, the mental mind game. Well, you know, we all know that the mindset and your mental strength is very, very important. I think it just comes through your confidence and through your preparation. Right now, I'll be honest with you guys, I still get nervous before I go on stage, because you just want to do great. You know, you put your heart and soul into something, and you just want to, you know, fulfill everything. You want to have it, you be totally fulfilled with yourself. You want to, you know, you want to make your family proud. You want to make your girlfriend, or husband, wife proud, whoever. Right? So, absolutely, there's that. But then there's just our inner warrior and our inner self that just wants to be the best, right? And you just tap into that. You tap into that. You just know that you're bona fide and qualified through your preparation, and you're ready to go. And you know, it's kind of like in a way, I've actually talked to other competitors that kind of we have the similar thought process on this. You kind of think that you kind of think you're a superhero in a way, you know, because of you know that this process was tough, and you know that you actually kind of made it, and this is your time to actually kind of fly or so, you know, and soar. But that's just what we learn actually when we go through the process. We learn so much about ourselves, and we learn so much about what we can endure and what we can overcome, you know, and it just transcends so much further beyond the stage too, you know. You learn so many life lessons about yourself, and about people, and about how you handle people, and about what you could do for people. So all that I'm not thinking about all that on stage, but that's after the fact, of course, hopefully when you win, guys, right? But it's just a focus that you've done everything you can to prepare. You are super ready, and you prepared well. And you know, it's tough to do like 12, 13, 14 weeks, guys, of dieting and not cheating on the diet or not getting off the diet. I've on many times, well, every prep, guys, I wanted to, you know, I wanted to go have a burger, I wanted to go have pancakes, I wanted to go have a little something that was a little flavorful, because it's so bland and it's so monotonous for that entire time. But then see even the little things like, okay, if I did not do it and I wake up the next morning, how great I feel about myself. Oh man, you feel amazing. And that's even those little things right there, you know, that you learn about your strength and about how how far you could take your mental capacity, you know, and what you guys can do with it. It's an amazing discovery. So I encourage you guys to find those discoveries about yourself.
Every little victory is like a little more into that character bank, that fortitude bank. You're just building up that annuity, building up that character.
Yeah.
So amen to that. And that's one of the greatest things about competing, pushing yourself, whether it's other sports, just like competitive bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Really test your fortitude, and you find out exactly what you can endure, and it makes you stronger for it. And
Oh,
when
yeah.
the heat is on, man, you enjoy the challenge. Somebody like you enjoys the challenge of competitive nature because it gets the very best out of you.
Oh, yes.
Whereas if you knew you were going to win every time you stepped on stage, maybe you would have that burger, maybe you would have those pancakes, maybe you would slack off.
Yeah, the unknown. We know that all the other guys are working hard. Guys and girls are working hard, and they're just they're giving it everything they have. And I mean, it feels good to know that they're kind of in the hunt, kind of in the trenches, and everybody's just doing the same things, and everybody has a lot of the same struggles and a lot of the same obstacles with even off the stage. Not even really during the prep and how tough the prep is with the diet or with the cardio or with this or with that. Just with family or just with friends or just with relationships, whatever the case may be. But I think this is one of the few sports that you, on all levels, just diet and the actual performance and training, it takes the complete effort and the complete focus from A to Z, more so than I played football. I played all the sports, and I wasn't really. You're not counting your calories in football. You're not counting your calories in basketball, and I don't even think the professionals do, But to count the nitty and the gritty like we do, that says just a lot about the person, right? It says a lot about so many things about yourself: your time management, your fortitude, your strength, your soul, your what's important to you and how you extend yourself to people. Yeah,
Truth. So we have a few moments here for some questions from you. Does anyone have a question for Breon at this point?
ask away, guys. Ask.
We got a
away.
microphone set up right there. Just step right up and ask whatever you like. Go for it, brother. I know you want to. No?
No.
All right. Any other questions? Go for it, brother. Right there. We got a mic set up.
Any suggestions when it comes to getting the calories in on, like, let's say on a vegetarian diet, or let's say, for that example?
Suggestions on getting the calories in on a vegetarian diet?
Correct. I think since I've made a transition, I've lost a lot of mass, and it's hard to maintain. And if you're lazy and you're not cooking, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
Any suggestions? I'm sure you probably eat all the chicken or all that. So any suggestions from that spectrum? How do you reach the protein without so much, like, let's say protein shakes, like just plant-based or?
Yeah. Well, it's about time management. It's about time management. You have to take the time and put forth the effort to prepare your meals. Have a meal prep company. Take a day or two out of the week to put time and effort into having your meals prepped and ready to go, so you're able to get them all in. Unfortunately, I don't know too many bodybuilders who are vegetarian or vegan because ultimately we just need the protein to gain a certain amount of muscle, but as far as our specific diet, that's just what it is. Like you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. If you're not prepared with your meals, you're just gonna set yourself up for scrounging around and looking for something, and then it's not gonna be completely what you need, and but that would be the same thing for any other diet, right? If you're eating vegetarian, then you still have to be prepared with it, and to make sure you're getting all the meals in, or you're getting the necessary nutrients, calories that you need, to be sufficient enough for what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It is tough to get all your protein macros in with the vegetarian or vegan diet. Definitely do research on it, or reach out to a great coach that could probably help you put together the ideal meal plan, how many grams of protein versus calories and of carbs and fats that you should be taking in. But yeah, it's a challenge that a lot of vegan and vegetarians have. You definitely have to take in a certain amount of protein to maintain that muscle or to build muscle, and so that's always been the struggle. Complete branch chains from plants are hard to find, so
Right.
yeah, so it's
Right.
you got to do a little bit of research and take ownership of that. It's all out there,
But see, that's,
work
I
with a
feel,
great
TJ,
coach.
that's like the beauty of our sport. You know, we're like, you got to be like a mini doctor, man, of, you know, in this sport. You got to be smart. You got to be just as smart as doctors, damn near, right? Even more so. I guarantee you that your general family practitioner, guys, you be in this sport for 2 to 3 years, you might know more than him or her, okay, about your body, and know what you need to do for your body, and know what you need to tell your family members, you know, about what they need to do. So I think that's the beauty, man, of this sport. That's so awesome that you know, just the knowledge that you gather and that you can now share and that you understand. My coach had stomach issues. I forget the specific disease. It wasn't specific disease, but it was a digestive issue. Anyway, he just did his own research, guys, and to change. He was able to change his diet, and was able to do a lot of things and to beat his disease. Wish I had the disease for you guys. Can't think of the digestive disease right now. Can't think of it. Anyway, he was able to do that to where, right, his family practitioner, his general doctor had no idea what was going on. Could not tell him, even with tests and all that. Couldn't tell him. Said, man, we don't have the answers. We'll just do more tests and we'll do more tests and we'll find out and we'll find out and we'll find out, and keep on prolonging it. But right, meanwhile, he's in pain. Okay, and he's in pain and he's having issues on a daily basis, and he needs answers. And he's doing research, right, on his own to figure out how to beat it. And sure enough, he did in about a year. So essentially, he's his own doctor.
Definitely got to take ownership of your own health. Encourage everyone to do that, and especially you know, if you have any other concerns, especially about getting, you know, the right amount of protein for a vegan diet, definitely take ownership of it. Do the homework. It's there.
Yeah.
You know, and find out what works best for your body, because some people, soy does not work well, but there's other options. You know, there's hemp protein, rice protein isolates, other stuff out there. And there's honestly, you said, you know, other than protein shakes are a great way to get, you know, readily available, bioavailable protein, especially for a vegan like yourself.
Oh yeah.
So as long as it's a reputable company, you know what's in the stuff, nothing wrong with protein shakes. They're actually a great way to get that extra protein for somebody like you. It's a lot harder. So I would not shy away from utilizing a good protein shake if I were you either. It's just a matter of finding the right one. But there's a lot of good vegan ones out there.
Oh, at different sources, you were saying? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different sources. I mean, there are so many good ones.
Yeah, well, even like there's some grains with protein, like quinoa has 6-7 grams of protein per serving.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
different, you know, you do a little homework and find out what the highest protein count in different carbs is, or, you know, where different protein sources are that are plant-based. You'll be fine. You'll be able to put it together. The key is knowing your macros to be able to do that. That's the key. So we got time for another question. Does anybody have something for my man, Breon? Sure, Go for it. What's the next question? Just head over to the mic. There you go. Yep.
So,
Wow. Kobe Bryant decided to helicopter accident. My boy Jamie Foxx just texted me.
That's some news. That is some news in there. Wow, man.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx just texted me.
Everyone here is a little bit shocked because there was a text that came through that said Kobe Bryant just passed in a helicopter accident. Let's pray for Kobe and his family and hope it's not true. But you know, we'll just hope for the best and pray for him until we hear the news.
Yeah, I hope he's just injured and didn't pass. Wow. Oh, okay. Didn't say anything. Okay, I see.
Oh, we will.
Oh man.
We'll wait for the news on that, because right now we're getting mixed reports. But you know, we do have a show to do here, so go ahead with your question, and we'll do our best to answer.
My question was kind of on the out of all the sports, and you see everything, I feel this one needs the most amount of discipline, the drive. How do you maintain that through the whole month process?
Yeah.
So if everyone could look as as good as you, they would be doing it. It's not easy.
Sure.
So how do you maintain that discipline and that drive to push forward through all those months of prepping and gym work? What's what's the fuel?
Yeah, there's a few fuels. Number one is, first and foremost, I just want to be the champion and I want to be the best, right? So I think that in itself, right there, is like, okay, I have to do more. I have to do more than what my competition is doing to be the best and to look better than this person and to perform better than this person, right? In just the competitive nature, okay? And then the other thing is that I just tap into my passion for doing what I'm doing. I just love to change the body. I just love to put muscle on the body. I love the look of it. I'm very passionate about it, and it's in my soul, right, to do so. And then I want to make myself proud, make my family proud, and another component is in making people myself and my family proud. I would like to just extend myself and be of inspiration and motivation. You know, I know that's a very important thing too. It's just mind-boggling to me on how many people said that I've changed their lives and how they deal with people, how they deal with their mother, how they deal with their family members now, just from what I'm doing in the gym and talking to them or training, you know, and that's so incredible to me. You know, I had no idea that I would have that type of outreach and have that type of connection, but that definitely fuels me, and that definitely helps me, you know, go and push, right, and not have any excuses. And then another thing also, I think about people that are sick, okay, and don't even have the physical energy, the mental capacity because they have a disease or they're sick, and they would love to do what I'm doing, just to go to the gym, to be there, right? Just to be there, just to feel good about going there. And to have something to feel good about and doing like that, but they can and they don't have the opportunity because they've been, you know, they have an unfortunate situation. So for them, you know, that they can live through me as well is very important to me. And I just think that's for the bigger purpose, for the greater good, you know.
And that's your why. That's
the why, absolutely. All those whys, you know, yeah.
You know, the important thing I think that you touched down on is people have a tendency, one of our flaws as humans, we have a tendency to take for granted things we have an abundance of.
Yeah.
And you don't miss certain things until they're gone. Like, for example, if you don't have air for a few seconds, you're going to miss the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know, or people in your life that you see every day, you don't even realize how much you'll miss them until they're gone sometimes, or tragically taken, you know. And so your perspective, like the people that look up to you, vicariously live through you, those people, their perspective is much different than yours if they're fighting an injury or something that prevents them from working out or having a fully functional body.
Oh, yeah.
And so often it's important to take pause and realize how fortunate you are just to have your faculties,
Absolutely.
to be able to do everything.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times we don't realize that until it's taken away. And so as humans, one of the greatest challenges to really appreciate every day or your life is to really take those moments and just have those pauses and say, you know, I'm healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm healthy. I can do just about anything.
Yeah.
So forget the woe is me stuff. Let's focus on what I can do.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, man, you touched on that. That's so important too for you to be able to keep moving forward, guys. It's just focus on, we tend to focus on the negative sometimes and what we aren't happy with and what we can do or not do. But when you revert it convert it to the positive, you know, and to always replace a positive thought with a negative thought, because we're all human, we have them. That's half the battle. That's way more than even half the battle, to just have a positive mindset, right, Sean? That's way more than half the battle, to have a positive mindset. Mr. Olympia guy, Sean Roden over there. Hey.
The man's a bit.
Yeah, so it's way more important, guys. Also, it's very important for your mental, because it's all up here. It's all up here, okay? Even for, and I'm just so inspired by people that have such a strong mental capacity and are able to do those things, you know, that their bodies maybe can't, can't afford them to do, like a lot of us can. But they help. You know, you can think about people that help you move forward, you know, and that give you inspiration as well.
And that ability to change that mindset that you just mentioned, to change those thoughts, to understand that you do have somewhat control over the types of things that you think on the daily.
Oh.
How important is that in choosing what to focus on?
Oh, extremely important. Extremely important. I try to meditate every morning, and meditate, before I go to bed, on giving thanks, you know, and making sure that I understand that it doesn't have to be me in any type of position, with any type of platform, right? And that allows me to change my focus to what I can do and what I have control over in my mind, and then in turn, we're able to overcome so many things. We're able to overcome so many things because you have that. Now you're thinking about things in a totally different capacity, and you'll surprise yourself. You will surprise yourself, and you will like I was saying, you'll think about things, you know, differently, to where you'll wow yourself. You'll be like, wow, you know, it's such a great epiphany, along the way with your discoverings. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to leave it on amazing. And you're amazing, man. That was awesome. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother.
Right now, you have an opportunity to come up here, do a meet and greet with the man himself. So please don't be shy. Come on up, introduce yourself, get a photo. Here's your chance. So we're going to do it right here, right now.
All right, guys. That was a good talk. Great talk.